For a long time, whenever people wanted to download copyrighted content and did not want to pay for it, they turned to the Pirate Bay. Months before the Blu-ray hit stores, this website was the most popular place to watch Sunday's episode of your favorite show. The website was accessible to everyone and made downloading pirated content as easy as a simple Google search. You didn't need to pay or sign up for anything. And this is what frightened Hollywood. So it was a matter of time before it was raided by the police. But what happened to the legendary founders? What are they doing and where are they today? Were the laws and authorities managed to take down the websites? Stay tuned, because in this video, you will find out what happened to the founders of the Pirate Bay. Let's jump back in time and discover who created the Pirate Bay and why. The Swedish anti-copyright organization Pirate Bayran, also known as Bureau of Piracy, founded the Pirate Bay in 2003. Pirate Bayran was an organization founded in the middle of 2003 to help people who freely copy and share information. In other words, the organization supported piracy. Pirate Bayran's founding principle was that since the development of computers made it possible for anyone with internet access to have access to all digital information, then copyright or other intellectual property rights shouldn't stand in the way of this advancement. In today's context, this doesn't sound right. The Pirate Bay became independent in 2004. The group of individuals who created the Pirate Bay included Gottfrid Svartholm, Fredrik Niedge, and Peter Sunde. Their goal was to offer a platform where people could share files without worrying about copyright infringement, and also make sure that those who couldn't afford to pay for content would still be able to access it. They wanted people from all over the world to be able to join in on this revolution. They got inspired by the popularity of Napster, another file-sharing website that had been taken down by the US government in 2001. The rise of the Pirate Bay. The Pirate Bay had humble beginnings. There was a time when the site was running only with a Pentium 3 laptop, which only had 256 megabytes of RAM. But as it gained popularity, it grew larger and larger. Every day, more and more people were getting hooked to the website. And it is not very difficult to understand why. I mean, think about it like this. If Netflix and Amazon Prime announce that they are making all their content free, the news will spread like a wildfire. By the end of 2004, the Pirate Bay had a total of 1 million users, and thousands of files were being shared. The website that started with just a laptop turned into an international hub for file sharing. By 2006, everything you could think of was being shared on the website, whether that be movies, music, games, or software. Considering that they knew what they were dealing with, it is surprising that Gottfrid, Fredrik, and Peter were completely open about what they were doing. And because of that, they had to face the law. The raid in 2006. It was estimated that piracy cost the movie industry a total of $6.1 billion in 2006 alone. Now that is a lot of money. The movie industry was suffering because of piracy. So, when it decided to get revenge, naturally it chose the Pirate Bay as its primary target. Hollywood had to ask the US government for assistance in shutting down the site, because Sweden's laws were not very strict regarding copyrighted materials. The US threatened to impose trade sanctions against Sweden through the World Trade Organization if nothing was done to shut down the website. Due to this, Swedish police conducted a raid on the business on May 31st, 2006, and seized 3 trucks' worth of servers and computer equipment. The police did not arrest any founder because this raid was like a warning to the pirates, and to show them that piracy will not be tolerated. But the founders did not heed the warning and set up a new database in the Netherlands with new servers. So, if you were thinking that the raid might have had a bad effect on the website, you are wrong. Because just after 3 days after the raid, the Pirate Bay was already back. There are many reasons why it is considered that the 2006 police raid on the Pirate Bay backfired. One reason is that the raid and the legal proceedings against the founders of the Pirate Bay generated a lot of media attention and brought more visibility to the website and its mission. This attention helped to increase the popularity of the Pirate Bay and made it more famous among internet users. Because of this attention, the Pirate Bay became one of the top 500 most viewed websites in the world. Another reason is that the raid and the legal case against the Pirate Bay garnered support for the website and its founders, because people believed that the Pirate Bay was unfairly targeted by the authorities. Some saw the raid and the legal case as an example of censorship and a violation of free speech, and this contributed to a sense of outrage and a desire to support the Pirate Bay. Many lawyers came forward to support the Pirate Bay, Lawyers claimed that the servers which were seized were not only running the Pirate Bay, but also many other small businesses and websites that were not illegal. The Pirate Bay became almost unstoppable, and it became the 97th most visited website on the internet in 2008. The arrest. Sweden police also had to face cyber attacks by hackers after the raid. A hacker hacked into Sweden's national police website and took it down just when the site was restored. The hacker took down the government website. As you can see, these actions would have only provoked the police to take further actions to crush the Pirate Bay. But another raid was not an option. A second raid would have only made the website even more popular. So, the police decided to use only means that were available to them to arrest the founders. After a 9-day trial, Fredrik Niedge, Peter Sunda, Gottfrid Svartholm, and the businessman named Carl Lundstrom, who provided servers and bandwidth to the site, were charged with copyright infringement. On 17th April 2009, all 4 of them were sentenced to a year in prison and a fine of 30 million kronos, or $3.6 million. The people being charged accused the court of giving in to political pressure. They also claimed that they were not doing anything illegal. Sounds strange, right? The thing is that the Pirate Bay did not host the copyrighted content directly. Instead, it kept a database of the tracker files required for users to download the torrents, not the copyrighted content itself. So, the Pirate Bay claimed that technically, it does not violate copyright law, because additional software is required to use the torrent files and download content illegally. However, it seems that the courts ignored all the technical details and based its decision on the intent. The Swedish higher court affirmed the appeal on November 26, 2010, and reduced the prison time but made the fine larger. Now they had to pay 46 million kronos, or $6.6 million. What would you have done? Would you have paid less and did more jail time? Or paid more to do less jail time? On the run. Peter Sunde had a lot to say about the verdict. He stated that the verdict was unreal and none of them expected a jail sentence. Peter said that they cannot pay the money because they don't have any. He added that even if he had the money, he would rather burn it and not even give them the ashes. Peter also claimed that the prosecution incorrectly presented the 4 defendants as a team. While he hardly knew his co-defendant Carl Lundstrom, Peter openly expressed his anger at the court's verdict. But when it came to the arrest, Peter and Carl did not put in too much of a fight, and they were easily arrested. However, that was not the case with the other 2 founders. Gottfrid fled to Cambodia where he rented an apartment, but eventually he was captured. He was deported back to Sweden where he served 1 year for his involvement with the Pirate Bay. On top of that, he was sentenced to 2 more years for hacking into an IT company called Logica. He was released in 2015 after serving his period. Fredrik managed to dodge the police for the longest time, but he was also arrested in 2014 while crossing Thailand from Laos. It was reported that Fredrik was living in Laos since 2012, and he traveled to Thailand more than 30 times. He was in the car when the police immediately recognized him, because, coincidentally, Fredrik was wearing the same t-shirt he was wearing in the photo that was given to the police. It might surprise you, but Fredrik said that his time in jail was not too bad, and it was well worth considering how much the website meant to people. He did not stop there. He said that his cell was like a cabin on a cruise ship, only without the view. He also watched a lot of TV series on Samsung Smart TV to kill his time in jail. Fredrik paints a pretty good picture of jail, but you would still agree when I say that nobody would like to experience that. He also got out after serving 10 months in jail. Even after putting the founders in jail, the site was still running. So, the Swedish government raided the Pirate Bay again, but it was again back up and running. That's when the government realized that it is almost impossible to take it down because there are thousands of copies of website content that can easily be re-uploaded to a new server with a new domain. Peter Sunda also once said that no power in this world could take down the website. He added that the only way the Pirate Bay could die is only if the people running it decides to shut it down. Where are the founders today? The website is nearly 2 decades old, and it is still running. The founders started working on different projects after their release from jail. It was reported that Gottfrid is working in the IT sector, whereas Peter Sunda is associated with the software Copimation and the micropayment system called Flatter. Nowadays, founders keep a low profile, but it was recently revealed that Peter has been working on a project to bring out the behind-the-scenes, unknown story of the Pirate Bay. So, are you waiting to watch what Peter has in the box for us? Leave a comment below. If you liked this video, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more epic videos.